You guys ever go to a movie and not at all expect what you ended up seeing? 'Cause that's what happened with Wonka with me. I went into Wonka not knowing much of the lore. I think I've only seen Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory to know who the character Willy Wonka was. I didn't know about the original movie in I think it was the 60s or 70s, the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I know about the Willy Wonka memes and things like that, but I never actually watched it. So I didn't know much going into Wonka. I only knew that they had a casting for Timothee Chalamet, who's a really big name. And I honestly, that was the only thing I knew, that and maybe the trailer. Before we do get into this, first off, thank you for tuning in into today's little movie review for the night. I'm going to be doing this as much as I can. I have an unlimited pass, so why not? As soon as movies come out, I'm going to watch it. All of the beginning of this review video is going to be spoiler free. The only thing that will be spoiler is I'll have a spoiler at the way end of the video, and so you guys can tune out then. But yeah, make sure you guys hit the subs button. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, by the way. I love you guys who's been watching my videos recently. All right, let's talk about Wonka. Wonka was a wonky movie. So I went into this not really knowing much, and Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was really grim. So I'm over here thinking oh, the story of Wonka is going to be grim. No, this is a very playful, fun kids movie. You know, it's really tailored towards kids, and it's a movie I could see me showing my niece. You know, if I had a kid, I would take him to this movie because it was really great. There was nothing at all adult about it. And, you know, I think I got messed up because I'm thinking of Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka. And that one was so grim. Yeah, Wonka's a fun movie, guys. Much more pleasant than I thought it was going to be. Another thing that I didn't realize that Wonka was it's almost a musical. It's not a full musical, but for the first half of the movie, it was very musical-y. I just read an article saying that I think the director said that Wonka itself is not a musical. It just happens to be a movie with songs in it. So go into this expecting that as you will. But what I will say is if you guys are one of those hardcore advocates for I hate musicals, I hate music in movies, kind of like my roommate Zoran, probably not a movie for you. It's a fun kids movie that can be enjoyed by adults, and it does elicit some feelings of emotions, especially at the end. They had a great ending of the story. Not all movies have a great ending. The perfect way to describe Wonka as a movie is it almost gave me that vibe that I was a kid again, watching a Christmas-like movie. It's not Christmassy at all, but the setting was more in a winter vibe, and I think that's why they released it in December. And it was just a fun experience. I don't think I would ever watch this again, but if it was streaming on Netflix and I was with someone who was oh, I've never seen this and I kind of want to watch it, I would watch it with them. So it's something that if someone else wanted to watch, I would watch it with them. It's not a bad movie by any means. Getting a little nitpicky, I have it written in my handy dandy notebook because I don't want to use my phone in a movie theater. What am I, psychotic? I thought the strong point of this movie was most of the cast. And I'm going to show you guys the cast right here. So Timothee Chalamet, Kylie's boyfriend. He was actually, in my opinion, one of the weaker actors in this movie, even though he was the main actor. The reason I feel that way about Timothee is he does most of Wonka, or the character Willy Wonka, well, in a sense that he's supposed to be a fun character with a very youthful, playful vibe, and he does that great. However, whenever they elicit any form of emotion with the character of Wonka, I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's the way that it's written. It doesn't feel that emotional, except for one scene. He bodied that one scene. And I'm not going to tell you what scene it is, but there's one scene where he actually did body. But other than that, there was a couple scenes that just felt a little lackluster when it came to emotion. For the most part, he did Wonka well with the fun aspect. And Wonka, for the most part, is 90% supposed to be a really fun character. So he did those parts really well. I just feel like he was the mid guy versus all the rest of the cast. The rest of the cast, bro, was killer. I don't know why they listed these people so high because a lot of them didn't have that much of a role. Now, if we're going down to, Keegan-Michael Key as the chief of police, I didn't even know he was in this movie. You know how happy I was as a Key and Peele fan to see him in there? He killed that role. He made it so awesome. I laughed much more than I thought I was gonna laugh at the beginning of the movie, because once they started and then I saw okay, this is kind of more of a musical type of movie. It's totally a kid's movie, but let's see if I can enjoy it as an adult. And you know what? it actually made me laugh a lot more than I thought it was gonna make me laugh. I wasn't out there like belly laughing, like but I was like, it was nice laughs. It was good. It was good, man. And dude, Keegan-Michael Key killed his role. Definitely in the top 5 of the actors in here. Colic Lane, who played Noodle, also great actor. Dude, this guy, underrated. Patterson Joseph Slugworth. What other movies has he been in? Because he is amazing in this role. Yeah, see, I've never seen any of those movies right there. But, dude, this guy killed it, dude. He played... I can't tell you exactly who he plays, but he plays one of the business antagonists, let's say. And god damn, bro, he was so funny. Even this dude, who's another business antagonist, Matt Lucas, Prodnose, he was also really great in it as well. All 3 of the businessmen, they were great. Again, all the supporting cast, even Jim Carter playing Abacus Crunch, he killed it. Lottie Bell was in it for a second. This was so pleasant of a surprise. Rowan Atkinson played Father Julius, a priest in it. Oh, it's not gonna show me? Oh, there we go. And dude, if you guys didn't know, he is Mr. Bean, aka Johnny English, bro. He is so Johnny English or Mr. Bean, movies that I grew up on as a kid with very slapstick humor. Amazing. It was such a pleasant surprise to see that he had not just a cameo, he had a few scenes in this, and it was really nice. He actually really killed it as a character as well. Again, casting for the most part did really well. Just Timothee Chalamet, I think he's just so charming and good looking as a guy that it was hard for him to play the parts where you need someone got a little cuckoo in their Cocoa Puffs in them. And I just couldn't believe that part of him. I literally wrote down musical, not musical. Musical, maybe? Because I couldn't tell what it was. And I found out it's just a movie with some music in it. Oh, here's one of the good things I will say about this movie. The lore behind Willy Wonka was explored really great. There was so much little details about Wonka as a character and the things that he did. It's just so fun because I, as a guy who never read the books or anything like that, am watching this movie and I'm like, holy crap, I didn't know Willy Wonka had all this little things to him. And you get to see a lot of the beginnings. It's always fun to see the beginning and like the origin stories of a character that is so creative as Willy Wonka. If you're going into this movie and let's say you have a kid with you, that's perfect. They're gonna enjoy it, you're gonna enjoy it. Now, if you're going into this movie as a date night or with your friends that are adults, if you're a really serious person that doesn't like to suspend belief for the imagination world of having fun in a movie, then it's not for you. If you're like only into like, let's say, strictly Christopher Nolan and like very serious movies, right? Might not be for you. But if you're able to really, go back to your kid self again and enjoy it. I remember for the first 30 minutes of the movie, I thought a lot of things were kind of corny. I was like, okay, the writing of this is pretty corny. There's little lines in it. There was little one-liners in it that was kind of like, meh. I see what you guys are trying to do there, but But I will say, after the first 30 minutes, I kind of just became a kid again, and I just learned to really enjoy the experience, because that's what going to the movies really is, right, guys? So once I got to that point, I was like, oh, this is fun. This is such a little goofy little experience. Don't think about any of the logistics. Just have fun in this experience. If I were to actually classify this in a genre movie, it's an adventure movie. It makes you feel like you're on adventure with these characters and you're going through the conflicts with them, and nothing is too serious. There is some serious consequences in this movie, but they pick at it in a way that a kid can also understand, which is great, and an adult can also see the severity of it too. But it's all playful at the end of the day. Nothing about this movie is too serious. All right, the last thing I'll say before I give it a rating and I go into the spoilers is gonna be solid movie. First half kinda was all right. And then the second half is, I think, where it shines, especially at the end. When the last 20 minutes come through and it kind of goes full circle, it was really good. And I did feel some emotions when I was watching it. I was like, holy crap. I'm literally sitting in the movie theater by myself. And I'm like, nice. Overall, if I were to rate the movie, I'm going to give it a 76 out of 100. It's a movie that's not going to be for everyone, and a lot of movies are like that. I would recommend it to anyone who has kids. Their kids are going to freaking love this movie. It's a great kids movie. If you're an adult watching it, I would say if you can channel your inner child, you're going to love this movie. But if you can't do that and you can't suspend belief for reality for a second, then you probably won't like it. But that's okay. You have your own taste. I would give it a 76. I like it. It was good. It wasn't great in my opinion. Would I watch it again if it's playing in the background? Totally. Or if someone I'm with wants to watch it, I would absolutely watch it. But not gonna go out of my way to watch it. So 76 out of 100 potatoes. Let's get into spoilers. This is your warning. If you're watching at this point and you don't want to get it spoiled, tune off of this. But here we go. Dude, when Keegan-Michael Key turns fat, that put the biggest smile on my face because his character is a corrupt chief of police. And this guy eats chocolate out the ass, bro. And here's another thing about the movie. I love the fact that they make, obviously it's a story about chocolate, but I love how they make chocolate almost a currency, a way of living, a way of life, the way of business, everything that revolves around chocolate. And it's just so fun because then you're like a kid again, you know? And dude, Keegan-Michael Key, and also like they make they chose the perfect cast to play all the bad people because even Father Julius, who is a corrupt priest, he is played by Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson, if I'm saying that correctly. He bodied it. All the side characters that helped Wonka achieve his dream of creating the chocolate factory, but even before then, starting a shop, getting money and getting out of this like hotel that they got trapped in, bamboozled as they would say, and all those characters were just so fun to watch. And I like when movies do this. There was even characters that were antagonists. So there was like supreme antagonists that you just won't like, the main business guys, and then there's antagonists that were kind of like funny, like goofy antagonists. It almost reminded me of the two comedic characters that were in Les Mis, even though Les Mis is like super serious. Yeah, it was very fun because the hotel owners were trapping these people and they were in debt to them just because they signed a contract and stuff. And that's how Wonka got stuck for a while, and that was a big plot point. So it was fun seeing them conquer that. But those two hotel guests also had their own little side story that was just so fun to watch as well. Yeah, overall, man, solid movie. 76 potatoes out of 100. With that being said, stay tuned for more videos. I got a great video in tune for you guys tomorrow. A day in the life of me. And then also, I'm definitely gonna be doing more of these reviews. I'm definitely gonna hit Iron Claw. I'm gonna try to hit Aquaman too, but no promises on that. But yeah, movie reviewed. 76 out of 100. Anyways, love you guys. Bye.